Okay, we're gonna move you closer. Hello and welcome to Life Lessons with Alex. I'm Alex. Nice to see you here. Nice to meet you if you're new. And here on Life Lessons, we learn wisdom from making dubs and taking dubs. You know, wins and losses. Things are gonna go well in life, things are gonna go not so well. Things are going to go neutrally sometimes as well. But either way, a lot of the time there's a lesson to learn. So today I'm going to share 3 of the lessons that I've learned this past quarter, and let's get into it, shall we? Here we go. Lesson 1. It's not worth the time or the energy to miss out on the present moment by focusing on future anxieties. Oh boy, did this lesson arrive right to my attention exactly when I needed it, because I'll tell you the story. Buckle up. So it was a slightly rainy Friday night, and I was hanging out with some family friends, and we were watching Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. And as happy as I was to be around people that I loved, I kept finding myself worrying about the future. I got up to go get pizza, was thinking about something, and just when I was doing exactly what Obi-Wan Kenobi was doing, Liam Neeson shared some wisdom. And here is the exact scene that I'm referencing, because I want you to hear it straight from the film. Okay, here it is.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I don't sense anything.
It's not about the mission, Master. It's something elsewhere. Elusive.
Don't center on your anxieties, Obi-Wan. Keep your concentration here and now where it belongs.
But Master Yoda said I should be mindful of the future.
But not at the expense of the moment. Be mindful of the living force, young Padawan.
Yes, Master.
I mean, isn't God funny? Literally when I needed to hear it, that reminder. And sure, it was still a struggle. Sure, I still found myself worrying about the future, but I knew that I could call on the one who's watching out for me and who's literally healing my mind with every day. It's so wild. I'll get more into it. I'll share more with you, because I used to be so much more anxious than now. It's definitely getting better. It just takes time. And I'm learning how to have more compassion for myself and patience, while also not enabling this pattern of anxious thinking. It's not how I want to live my life. And truly, as I'm trusting in God more, the more peace that He is providing my mind, and He's helping me heal and not worry. Like, literally, God told me not to worry, so why would I worry? So anytime those worries creep in, I'm like, it's biblical. It says not to worry, so I'm not gonna. I'm learning how to challenge those lies and those thoughts, because I don't have to believe every thought that pops in my head. Lesson 2, God is not micromanaging. Oh my Lanta. So, this season I have been unlearning some of the lies that I once believed about God's character. Something that I would struggle with is trying to stay in God's will and being obedient to where He's leading me to go. I would struggle with that because I was trying to get every single step perfectly, almost as if God gave me a checklist. I had to do this, this, and this, and this exactly how He wanted me to, or I would be disappointing Him. However, there has been some conviction in my soul about the fact that God is not expecting me to be perfect, and that's so freeing. He gives me free will, and He loves me, and He picks me back up when I fall down, and He knows when I'm gonna fall down, and He knows what mistakes I'm going to make. And I'm trying not to make mistakes, but your girl's only human. So, I'm gonna mess up. I'm so grateful that I am not expected to be perfect here. I think I was getting too religious in my walk with God, where I thought I had to do everything exactly right. But that's not why Jesus came here and died for me. I realized I was in this cycle of trying to attain perfection in every little single detail of my life, and that's just not possible. And what I mean by that is sometimes I would get stuck on saying the right thing or having the perfect interaction, or sometimes even being driven by guilt because of how I showed up in a previous conversation. Even if it wasn't like horribly offensive, even if I just like laughed when I didn't mean to. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think that was funny, but I find myself laughing and I'm sorry. There are times like that where I would kind of be a little bit hard on myself. I think I was trying to micromanage myself because I thought that that's what God wanted me to do, but He doesn't want me to judge myself into oblivion. I get to be aware of what I'm doing well with Him and what are my shortcomings that I need some help with. And I don't know why I went to an accent there. Maybe it was because it was a little uncomfortable to discuss the fact that I have shortcomings, but literally I do. Like, who doesn't? And to get to be corrected by a loving God who is not trying to micromanage my every single move, that's pretty cool. Which, as I've been unlearning some of the ways that I was misunderstanding God and His character, this is helping me learn more about His character. And this brings us into lesson 3. I'm excited to share it with you, genuinely. Okay, lesson 3. Lesson 3, baby. Let's see. Oh, God is trustworthy. I opened my notebook to find it, but I knew it was those 3 words. God is so trustworthy. I'm saying this like with this giddy smile because He has been providing for me left and right in ways that I didn't know that I could live this peaceful, surrendered life in the past. Like, I used to hold on to everything. I used to hold on to like the outcome of things and of things. Okay. And I used to try to keep everything like under control. But that's not my job. All right, it's not my job. And I get to trust in a God who, it is His job. He's so good. He guides me, and He's the one in control, and I get to follow Him. And that takes such a weight off my soul because I wasn't asked to carry that burden all by myself. I cannot control the universe, no matter how hard I try. I'm going to tell you a few stories to share where my trust in the Lord has grown. So there was one time I was working on a very important assignment for class, and I couldn't focus. I was worried about the future, and I was sitting there dwelling, and I was like, oh Lord, Jesus, please help me focus. Lord, please help me walk in. And I prayed to Him for a moment. I took a pause, and a couple minutes in, I mean, maybe not even a minute or 2 minutes, I don't know how long it was, but this peace just covered my mind, this peace that surpasses all understanding. I gotta tell ya, it's like my mind was so loud at first, and then it was quiet. And I locked in, and I did the assignment, and I did it well. And there's this scripture where it says, faith without works is dead. I wasn't sitting there doing the assignment like, Jesus, please give me the answers. Like, that's not how it was. It was like, I know I've done the work to prepare for this, Lord, but I'm having really hard time concentrating, and I need your help. And He helped me. He helped me so much. That was a way that the Lord invited me to trust Him more, is like leaning on Him whenever those storms arise in here. Because sometimes they do. Sometimes they just hit out of left field, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was locked in. But sometimes those thoughts can be distracting, and then it can spiral a little bit. Icky. Another moment that the Lord has taught me to trust Him more is I am currently walking through it's an interesting season. It's like a roller coaster right now, but that is, you know what's the firm foundation here? Jesus, God. And I'm so grateful He's in my life, because there have been like there's just been some things, some challenges arising that I think would have knocked me down if I wasn't following Jesus. He is truly giving me this love and stability and peace like no other, like nothing I've ever felt before in my life. And if these challenges had occurred a couple years ago before I was following Jesus, I really think that I would have struggled much more with them. I would have probably been more fearful, anxious, probably would have felt more guilty or ashamed. Even when I am walking through a valley or a storm, I know He is right there with me, and there's this confidence that, all right, you know, God, I trust you, and I know that you can make something so beautiful out of this struggle, out of this season of life that from the outside might look real not fun. The Lord's been reminding me that despite the challenges that we may face, He can use literally whatever situation we're facing to bring us closer to Him and closer to one another. And that just makes the bitter so sweet. Like, even in life, when there's these challenges, there's these times where you're like, that's not what I was hoping for. Or, would have rather not experienced that. There's some way that love and light shine through, despite whatever darkness may be going on. God works in these mysterious ways that now I have peace walking through a valley that I didn't think was possible. I am so grateful to get to trust in God. I didn't realize how much I could trust Him because I was trying to do things in my own strength for so long and like trying to understand everything. And ultimately, I might not know every single detail, but I do trust in the one who is guiding me and who allows things to happen and who can work a miracle. And He is so abundant with love and peace. I did not think that I would feel peace in certain situations that I've walked through. And it's all because of Him. So, yeah, that's the top 3 from quarter 2. I'm going to keep these at 3 lessons because I could yap all about what the Lord's teaching me because He teaches in every single moment. It's so cool. And I love learning. So even though sometimes it's really humbling, guys, like sometimes I really gotta drop my pride because it's not mine to carry. I've noticed the more I try to protect my ego, the less I learn. Anywho, I guess that's kind of a little bonus lesson, huh? Bonus lesson, boop. Yep. Alrighty. Well, this was so much fun to film. I'm sitting on my new beanbag and it's kind of new. I got it like a couple months ago and I'm loving it. But it's so funny because we brought this over to my family's house and it like somehow expanded in the car and it was so huge when we put it back here on the floor. It was ginormous. I think it's gonna return, especially with me having sat on it for like an hour. But yeah, I love this beanbag. It's blue. I got the blue cover. It really doesn't match any of the furniture. But that's okay. Because it was in my room, but it was ginormous. I cleared out my closet and it looked really nice. And like I put the bean bag there and I was like, oh, that's a vibe. And then I realized I do not like having my closet open. Like I don't like looking at the clothes that are in there. It just looks messy. I mean, it's kind of organized, but like, I wanted like a clean wall, you know? I don't want to look at stuff. But I want my closet to look cute when I open it, and it does. It does. But okay, so my room is on the smaller side, or at least it was not big enough for this beanbag. I was a little bit too enthusiastic and optimistic about how much this beanbag was going to fit into my room. It's ginormous. It's huge. And so now it's out here in the living room. I'm really grateful that my family lets me keep it out here. So it's great though. It's really comfortable. and then you can unzip it, and there's like, it's like a foam mattress, but you can just like lay the mattress on the ground and sleep on that. But I quite like this beanbag. It's so comfy, cozy, and I feel more support in my back, but it kind of depends on how I sit, because I'm slumped right now, and you can kind of see it, huh? I look a little slumpy. So that's quarter 2 life lessons with Alex, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I would love to read the lessons that you've learned this past quarter. So feel free to drop that in the comments. Let me know what wisdom you've picked up these past 3 months. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Happy Monday. Goodbye.